Welcome to the SparkyNinja podcast. You asked for it, so here it is. I'm planning on obviously using this to cover industry news, training information, content, see what's going on. But I thought I'd start this with this first episode, just talk about a bit of the background to the SparkyNinja project, just so you can understand what the whole point of it is. So a few years ago, I was working in the training industry. I'll cover the whole history of my career on another episode. And I was working with a number of other trainers, and we kept noticing a downturn in the expectation of the trainer. We noticed that we would try to achieve a certain high level for the candidates, but the bosses and the managers were more concerned with the quantity through at the end of completion. And I had already worked at that time for a private training company that had done the whole Part P morale. And it kind of got to the point where there was a real negativity in the industry, and it's still ongoing today. Everyone's got their head down, and everyone feels as if the industry's turned its back on them, or it's opened a door up to much larger quantity of, careful term, of domestic installers or defined scope electricians. Although we call them registered electricians, if you look on the registers and the databases, which is a whole other load of rubbish that we'll talk about on another video. But I got to the point where I wanted to try and offer an opportunity for electricians to come to a place where they can get some information and they can kind of feel as if they're either updating their knowledge or maybe even developing their knowledge a little bit. I wanted to try and offer a platform that would allow some electricians to decide to move along, because there are so many of these other workers entering this industry now, and they're achieving the same level that's been set, in that the clients are looking for the badges, they're looking for the competent person scheme badges, and that's about it. And there's nothing really to kind of offer any kind of further development in the industry, not for the on the tools Sparky anyway. So the whole idea of the SparkyNinja was actually the name was actually created by my brother, because he said he'd help out with creation of a website for this, and he kind of used that term. And what we kind of said was the whole point of the content is to allow an electrician to come and take on the content and then develop themselves and motivate themselves to push themselves further, to improve themselves. And that's kind of what the ninja bit was about, really. It's about coming in and then just advancing themselves. And that's kind of what it's supposed to be about. It appears to kind of turn full circle and everyone calls me the ninja, but that is not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that anyone who comes to the site, to YouTube, to anything else I do, they can ask me for help, I can offer them help, but they must feel themselves that they have improved, that they have actually achieved, and they can move along. We've got a lot of people discussing at the moment about undervaluing themselves or lowering their prices to compete, and this is a big issue because we do have a huge increase in personnel, and it's going to knock the price down. I will talk in further episodes about obviously trying to maintain your high value and the importance of maintaining your self-respect for your skill, for your training, for your efforts, for what you're able to achieve. But don't stress too much, because there are many other electricians, and we're all buddying together on social network, and we are going to start trying to create some client-aware awareness for the clients. E5, if you're not familiar with E5, they do look at E5, but we are thinking client-focused content to offer electricians resources that will actually, like a tool. So an electrician can refer a client who's obviously questioned the price and say, oh, this person can do it cheaper, just so they can provide a tool that supports the actual value of an electrician. Because we've been driving our prices down year on year on year, and it's just pressure. We've got so much workload, and there's always work, but the problem is there is now so many people who are in the industry and they are approved to do this work. And this is something that we are going to focus on. We're going to focus on ensuring that clients end up understanding there's a difference. If we can't get the client somehow or other to determine that there is a difference, to understand that there is a difference, then they're just going to fall for it. And this happened back in 2014 or so, when the MPs were sitting in front of the common person schemes, and the MPs were saying to them, but a member of the public who calls and goes onto the register expects an electrician. And they still are getting away with it. They're still getting away with it. But we'll just keep making a fool of the situation until things improve. There's new news coming in, which I'm going to talk about very soon. I've started to talk about it on the YouTube, with regards to individual registrations, individual competence assessments. But I am obviously going to do a focused discussion on that as well. I'm also hoping to get some of you guys to come along and join me. I've got a few electricians that I'm really keen to get involved with, both on YouTube content and maybe on this, or maybe a bit of both. Who knows? All right. But just a quick little introduction. Welcome to this. I will try to update this as regularly as I can on across the platforms. Let me know if it's rubbish. Let me know if it needs any improvements. You should probably know many means to communicate with me now. I'm on all of the platforms, at least I believe I am. But I will. I'll let you get on with your day. Get on with your. Well, have a good day. Keep your head up. Get on with it. Do something positive. Do something positive today. Enjoy the day. If something is a negative, just bank it down and then think of a positive on it. All right. We will move forward. All right. SparkyNinja signing out of this one. Speak to you soon.